ourselves, then we're coming into dead spots for the next 3 years, because after next year, there's only the DA's race, and then there's a block period. So that means if we don't make enough noise this year for the city-wide, that means we have 3.5 years where nothing, we're blind spotting, you know? So those are things that we have to keep. Now, me personally, I'm already working 4 years in advance. I'm working for next year as well. If I don't become the public advocate, then my goal is to become run for candidate for the lieutenant governor's race. You know, but you know, once again, focus on this particular race. The next objective for me for the next couple of weeks would be to push our candidate, mayoral candidate, as much as I can, with the city council candidates across the board as well. Now, I've opened myself up to the 26 candidates that I helped get on the ballot, but my help has been given widely to anybody that wants it. So I have a team of about 6 to 10 individuals that will be canvassing specifically in the Bronx to push Curtis's campaign in that area, and then I will work with the candidates across the city to hit not only Curtis, but also the candidates in these areas. Now, I know you guys have your fan favorites and everything. What I would suggest that you do is coordinate with them to try to get dates and times, availabilities, because you can have 50 people. Now, I just mentioned 6 to 10 people. I have 30 people that I work with, but you have to account for family issues, you have to account for personal time for themselves, who can work weekends, church, etc., etc. So I know I have a dedicated 6 to 10 at every event that I'm going to plan out in the Bronx, and then I work my way across the city. You know, I'm coming here not only as a candidate running for office, not only as a conservative Republican leader, and also as a voter. I wanted to see you guys face to face so I can say these are the things that many of us are working. You guys have many individuals, bright, hardworking individuals that I have had the pleasure to work with the last couple months. Elijah is one of the perfect examples. We only met I think mid last year, and we've done maybe 10 events together, and we've communicated multiple times on top of that, tenfolds over that. So it's been a pleasure not only to run and represent the Republicans and the conservatives in the Bronx, or excuse me, in Brooklyn specifically, but you know, I'm looking forward to what we get accomplished, because of data, the information that we get this year also helps us for the next cycle when it comes 4 years. The bigger the push that we make now helps also the candidates for next year as well. So remember, we have the governorship, lieutenant governor, we have the state assemblies and the Senate, and a few judges as well that we have to keep in mind. So, you know, with that being said, I'm happy to take any questions. Unfortunately, I do have to leave at 5 o'clock today for my next meeting, but I can promise you this won't be the last time you see me, and I hope you know, this relationship. And I want to say congratulations. I know there's new leadership in Brooklyn. You know, with that being said, the new younger individuals that I've had the pleasure to work with these last couple months. For me, Brooklyn, I've been gracious at all my meetings, and all my welcoming has been positive. But you know, in my trying to get the petitions done, it didn't work out the way I had planned. You know, Brooklyn was the only county that didn't take my petitions out for signatures. And I know there was a little issues going on there, but just to give everybody some understanding, on my end, I can't speak about that end, but from my end, I was asked to run for public advocate when I was planning to run for city council at the time, but Curtis saw me speak at the Bronx Republican meeting, and he asked me he said personally on the spot that he was endorsing me for public advocate, which kick-started the Bronx GOP chairman, and then they pushed me forward to the other counties, and luckily I had enough signatures for the other 4 counties. But you know, once again, those are issues that, you know, I don't think there's going to be an issue in the coming years, because you know, I've been able to, although you haven't seen me, the leadership from this club has been you know, in communication with me, and many of the individuals here that I know have been in communication with me. So although it was a bumpy start, I think we're heading in the right direction. And, you know, I've given 110% of my efforts, my time. For me, taking this position, if I do win, it's gonna be 24/7, 365 days, no vacations. I already told my family I'm gonna put them aside unless there's some kind of family emergency. This is 100% of my focus and dedication. And I hope not only do I receive your votes, but your confidence in the coming months and years to come.
Thank you so much. And I commend you for putting yourself out there, and all the candidates here, and whoever ran in the past. It's a tough job. You know, sometimes you get your name thrown through the mud, right? Or what have you, and you take away your time from your family to do the greater good, to serve this city and state, to represent the best you could do for the people. So thank you for that. And I recently just became the second vice chair of the Republican Party, so hopefully with these issues that you mentioned, we could address that in the future for any other candidates that might be running. That wouldn't be a problem, because you shouldn't, if you're on a citywide ballot, you shouldn't have to be begging for signatures in Brooklyn to get on the ballot, to make sure we have a candidate for a citywide race. So we'll have to address that. Mention that to our new chairman, that was an issue. Also, when is the next debate, that New York 1 debate that you were talking about, when is that supposed to be scheduled?
So it's scheduled for October 9th at 7 p.m. It's going to be live. My goal right now is to push as much attention towards Jumaane Williams, because he was so for us to get debates, there's requirements. One, if you're getting matching funds and you do make the threshold, then you automatically by law have to show up to at least one debate. You're required by one debate. But you do not have to get invited if you don't make the threshold. It's either you make the amount of money or you spend a certain amount of money for that. This is a non-CFB regulated, so that means it's on New York 1 to host it, and they're being funded by however they're being funded. But Jumaane Williams is not required. Now, he did take matching funds, I believe, so that means I think he should be obligated by taxpayers to talk, you know. And since there is a citywide organization like New York 1 holding the debate, there's no reason why he shouldn't hold the debate.
I would say everyone go to his Facebook page, Jumaane Williams' Facebook page. Be cordial. Don't be you know, with any bad coarse language, but ask him. Say when there's an October 9th debate scheduled for New York 1, will you be attending to speak to the people and speak to your opponent, Duran, you know, Mr. Duran here? And let's see if we could get a little momentum that way to start to get under, you know, say what's going on here. Why won't you speak to the people?
If you guys have any media access out here, please point them in my direction. I'd be happy to do an interview with them, and that would also kickstart the situation. I already have the Brooklyn and Manhattan covered. Getting any media attention in Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island would help a lot.
Okay. Question?
I didn't know if you can trust New York 1 to provide a fair and equitable debate.
Yes, well, obviously you can never, you know, guarantee them, but what I can guarantee is that what I will say will be accurate.
Who are going to be the moderators on these things?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but it's been already published who will be.
Is the moderators lean, I don't know what the word is.
Well, whether they lean to the right or the left, that doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be speaking on behalf
like the
of
questions, you know,
Yeah.
it should be, you know, they can manipulate the questions to
Yeah.
benefit somebody, and I'm wondering if, I don't know.
Well, if Jumaane doesn't show up, then I assume Marty Dolan, he's been begging for something to show up, so I doubt that he wouldn't show up, so it would be me and him debating if Jumaane doesn't come.
He's running what, on another third-party line?
Marty Dolan is also
Union Party.
independent under the Union Party.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, so on your campaign, you didn't reach the matching fund threshold?
No, so for something like that, we're talking about maybe $250,000.
Yeah.
And then, so, if it wasn't, The way they worked this year, honestly, I don't think Curtis would have made it so as early as he did for the matching funds. I think it would have taken a little more time, but Mandami winning the primary kickstarted a lot of things. And it's not good for us, all of it. Nothing, him winning the primary is not good for us. It shows that, you know, but I want to be very clear when I say this. The DCA, the DSA, have been playing a very strategic, goal-oriented platform these last couple of years, and they're winning. They're winning. There's no factor to say that they're not, because they've already shown. You know, they've done the things that I've been preaching for years on what we can do, which is the number one thing is recruiting more individuals to join our party so that our Rolodex has more data, has more funding, has more everything. And people can come to me and say, well, Gonzalo, you're talking crazy. Well, you can say that, but if you look at the Bronx data, you will see we have increase in everything. So although I may be saying crazy things, I'm showing progress in my borough, in my organization with the Conservative Party. And if you can get 100 on my own, if I can get 100 conservatives to join every year, I could pretty much change the world if I had a bigger opportunity. You know, in the Democratic stronghold in the South Bronx, getting 100 conservatives every year is something that was unfathomable. I literally get more conservatives in the Bronx every year than maybe all the cities, all the counties combined. Plus, I don't think any state, any county in the state can match my numbers either. Any two in the counties wouldn't be able to match it. So that tells you something right there.
What of the, well, that's great numbers, because I know it's tough to get for the Conservative Party, because usually people, Democrat or Republican, to get those numbers, that's outstanding. What is, for the public advocate, what basically is their budget, and what do they actually advocate for? I mean, that position was like 30 years ago, I think, for me. Down to the
All right, that's fine.
we have a cooler out there. We could fill
That being said, let me go to a little information. I mean, how many people know what the public advocate does? Well, that's not because, that's by design. The less you know, the easier is better and good for them. Because if you're not bugging them, that means you're not bugging them. That means you don't have to worry about them. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the budget for the public advocate, but I know like the comptroller, he has like 100 individuals for his staff, and he gets like almost $90 million or something like that. Thank you so much. Public advocate, I believe, has 60 workers, but I just don't remember their budget right now. If anything happens to the mayor, the public advocate is next in line. That's one thing. That's, once again, that's a powerful position. It's the second highest position in New York City. The public advocate has the ability to oversee other agencies, review complaints by the individuals regarding city agencies, and it has ability to appoint individuals across the board to these agencies as well, and organizations. So these are all factors that have huge impact. You're also talking about a 4-year position that's citywide and has